What's up, my fellow miners? Welcome back. Today, we are going to take a look at some more news articles regarding more GPUs. Because, yeah, the 3080 Super was really was leaked. With all the specs. Yay! I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just funny because on the last video we talked about a new 3060 coming, which would be like a version 2 of the 3060, or I'm sorry, version 3 of the 3060, since we had the version 1, which was an LHR, but it was, I think, driver based. So that's why you were able to, go ahead and move the driver to the developer driver, whatever. And then you had the version 2, which is the one that I have, which is hardware based and BIOS locked. So yeah, there's that. And then now version 3 coming up. So before we get to this article, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new, all of that stuff. Let me know what you guys think about like all of these new 3000 series GPUs that are like releasing, right? Like, so we also talked about a 3080, what was it? Was a 3080 Ti with, I think it was like 20 gigabytes of RAM. I'll link those videos at the end of this one. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all of these GPUs down in the comment section below. I also want to thank you guys so much for all your continued support. And if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of you guys who are not yet subscribed. Hopefully you can do that. We talk a lot about mining here on the channel, a lot about GPUs and just testing different things with my own GPUs. So with that, let's go ahead and let's get to the article. So NVIDIA RTX 3080 Super GPU specs leaked ahead of release. Now, we discussed this briefly in my last video. We didn't discuss the leak specifically, but we discussed the fact that there's probably going to be a 3060 Super, 3070 Super, 3080 Super. Well, here we go. Here it is. This article is coming from PCGamesN.com. Details surrounding NVIDIA's rumored RTX 3000 Super series are beginning to rear their head. With, I don't know who that is, rounding up what we can expect from the iterative lineup. This includes specs and SKUs for the RTX 3060 Super, 3070 Super, 3080 Super, and perhaps more curiously, a 3090 Super. Now, I don't know if they're going to do a 3090 Super, and we'll get to that at the end of this video, why I don't think a 3090 Super is going to happen, but maybe, I don't know, we'll see. According to Copite, I don't know how to pronounce that, the 3080 Super will come equipped with 8,960 CUDA cores, but fails to address whether or not the card will feature NVIDIA's rumored Ampere GA103 GPU. This card also reportedly comes with 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the 3080 Ti. Additionally, 3070 Super revision will apparently include a G6X memory upgrade, while the 3060 Super has 5,632 CUDA cores, 786 more than the 3060 Ti. So here's the question, right? So are these Supers going to be in between of the TIs and the next upgrade? So meaning that you got the 3060 Ti, you have this 3060 Super, and then the 3080. Is that what they're going for? I mean, that was a question that I posed in the last video, and I'm going to ask this again. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Is the Super going to be between the Ti and the next one, or is it going to be between the base one and the Ti? So meaning 3060, 3060 Super, and then 3060 Ti. Let me know what you guys think. Scrolling down here, Copite's Insider Info covers NVIDIA's potential plans for the RTX 3090 refresh, but the leaker doesn't seem too convinced about the card's Super label. Such doubts suggest that the GPU might use an entirely different branding to its RTX 3000 counterparts. While this could mean the company's Titan tag is set for a comeback, it could equally make room for something new. It's worth mentioning that while Copite is a reliable source, NVIDIA has yet to announce its RTX 3000 Super plans. The Insider, this ad, what the hell is that? Sorry. The Insider has also cast some skepticism over some of the leaked specs, meaning you could probably take the information with a grain of salt. And there's his tweet right there. 3090s, 24 gigabytes G6X, 3080 Super, 12 gigabytes, 3070 Super, 8 gigabytes, 3060 Super, 12 gigabytes. Interesting. Although I doubt the specs of some of them and the name of 90S. Well, 90 Super. That said, the AMD Radeon RX 6600 now has an official launch date of October 13th this year, so NVIDIA is probably gearing up for an announcement soon. A new HP Envy all-in-one gaming PC also listed, specifically mentions NVIDIA RTX 3080 Super, adding more fuel to the rumor pyre. Naturally, HP's inclusion of the unannounced GPU could be a mere admin error, but it also could be a sign that the AIO machine will get an RTX 3080 Super upgrade in the future. All right, so here's why I don't think a 3090 Super is going to happen. You have the 3080, which already out the gate was more promising for everyday consumers anyways, as opposed to the 3090. There was a big price jump between the 3080 and the 3090. So most people gravitated towards the 3080s, including miners, right? Like ourselves, we would rather spend the money to get a 3080, and assuming MSRP, right? Like, I mean, we're not talking scalper prices. We're talking MSRP when they launch and all that stuff. So assuming you could get it at MSRP, you know, the 3080 was more profitable. You had better return on investment, and it still is one of the better mining cards if you can grab one. While the 3090, yes, I mean, it's a powerhouse, but it did have some issues. It had issues with overheating. It had, and that's not even like to say that the card itself was designed bad. It's just it just had overheating issues. So if you're mining on that card, it just adds to the overheating of that card. That's why with the 3090s specifically, they recommend you run those cards with water cooling, you know, because, or liquid cooling or whatever, just because those cards just ran so hot. I personally have a couple friends who have 3090s, and the cards, like, they had to, within a couple months of having the card, they had to take the card apart and reapply thermal paste and thermal pads because the paste was just fried. Like, it was just non-existent at that point. It was all cracked and everything. Like, it wasn't how it should be. So with that being said, I honestly think a 3090 refresh would happen, but I don't know. I don't think they would call it a super. I think it would just be them fixing whatever issues that it has to make it a little bit more reliable. But then there's also the issue. I mean, like they mentioned in this, that I've had enough of that dancing nonsense that's going on there. That they could bring back the Titan name, which a lot of us speculated that the 3090 was going to be a Titan when it first released. So I'm surprised that it wasn't. With all this being said, though, would we then see the TIs go away? It would be weird to see the TIs go away because they just released. I mean, it's been a little bit now, but or will we see the base lineup go away like we did with the touring cards when the 2060s, 2070, 2080 got the super brand? The base models kind of just disappeared. Like, they just stopped with the base models and they just focused completely on the super models. Would we see that happen? That's a possibility. And the TIs would then effectively be the super models, unless the super models are replacing the base models, and then we would have the super models, the TIs, at that point. Like, the TIs would still be the upgraded version. I mean, there's a lot of speculation. That's just on my part, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Either way, this adds more cards for us, right? I mean, for us as gamers, for us as miners, all of that stuff. Like, it adds more cards. Now, it's safe to say at this point they will have LHR on them. Would NVIDIA be getting smart at this point, though, and making it so it affects other algorithms? That's something we don't know yet. Because, I mean, like I've mentioned before, the Ethereum mining aspect is going away soon. There's going to be that difficulty bomb that's going to drop eventually. I mean, we can speculate all day if it's going to be in February or later, but it's going to happen one way or the other. And when that happens, at that point, we will have to have something else to, we will have to be mining something else. And many people have already made that switch, myself included. I don't mine Ethereum directly. If I'm mining Ethereum, honestly, it's through NiceHash so I can get paid in Bitcoin. That's the only way I'm mining Ethereum. I'm not mining Ethereum directly. It's not worth it for me. I have 3 graphics cards that I'm mining on, and it's not worth it. So I'd rather mine Ergo, Ravencoin, or whatever else I'm going to mine. But let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new, all of that stuff. And check out my other videos, which are going to pop up like right here somewhere, right? Like you got one that's here, one that's over here. I'm going to cover my PS5. So go watch those. And I'll see you guys later. Everybody, happy mining.